Hey everybody, Don here again. Well, welcome to snowy New Hampshire, March 14th, and yet another winter storm coming through. It's not coming down too hard right now, but we're in the middle of the time frame of this nor'easter that's potentially going to dump between 8 and 18 inches, depending on where you are in the state. Originally, they were calling for 12 to 18 here. That's moved south a little bit, and now they're saying maybe 8 to 10. But during the night, we got about 4 to 5 inches, I guess, and you can see it clinging in the trees. It's a wet, heavy snow. The winds are supposed to pick up this afternoon, 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. And I just heard a tree cracking over here. So we're going to lose some trees. We're going to lose some power. Luckily, we have a standby generator over here. So that's going to help us out. But it's going to be a bear to plow. I left the bucket on the plow just because the last storm had so much snow. Unfortunately, underneath the driveway is mud. We're in an early mud season. And so it's going to be tough to get it out, but we'll manage. So if you follow my channel for any length of time, you know that just about this time of year, last year, while shed hunting, I injured my back. Just a couple of weeks before we were going out to Arizona and Utah. And it was originally diagnosed as sciatica. I did a lot of physical therapy and got on some prednisone before we left and was able to salvage that trip, but couldn't do half of what we wanted to do while we were out there. And it has continued to plague me all year long. The most recent episode was just like 3 weeks ago, before my trip down to Georgia. I was ice fishing, busting through the ice, jarring my back with every step, and had a major flare up. Well, back in October, I got into took 4 months, but I finally got in to see an orthopedic specialist, and they said the diagnosis of sciatica was wrong, that it was actually the femoral nerve, which is basically one lumbar disc down from the sciatic nerve. But it's a different type of physical therapy that you need to do. And so recently started back up when I got back from Georgia with a physical therapist who specializes in this McKenzie method of physical therapy. And hopefully, in a few months of that, we can bypass the requirement for surgery, because I really don't want to have surgery. That'd knock me down for longer than I care to be knocked down. Unfortunately, I've been told that I can't do the things that I love to do. No ice fishing, no snowshoeing, breaking through the ice, that's out. Well, for me, ice fishing season was just about over. However, I was supposed to go tonight to see my buddy Roger from Roger's Rigs up in New York, and we were going to do a night ice fishing trip for crappie and smelt. He's been hammering them up there, and we have not been able to get together all winter because ice conditions were bad up on Lake George, and so this is on a smaller lake, but the storm put the kibosh on that. Probably wouldn't have been good trying to snowshoe because this flare-up I'm having is really painful. And I don't think 3.5 hours in the truck and then, 6 hours on a bucket in this shanty would have been good for the back. But I would have grinned and bared it because I love ice fishing with Roger. He's a great guy. And no climbing in the hills, which means shed hunting with Bodhi is out of the equation. Now, we wouldn't be shed hunting anytime soon, but there's just so much snow on the ground. But my intention was, as soon as the snow started to melt, get him in the woods and start looking for sheds. Maybe by the middle of May, I'll be able to get back out there, but by then the sheds are going to all been picked up or chewed up. So, okay. So I can't do the things I love to do. So that brings me to the big announcement of this video, is that this is my last YouTube video, at least for the foreseeable future. Now, you know, I've toyed with the idea of taking a break from YouTube, but it's been hard for me to do because I just enjoy the conversations and the contact that I have with you guys. And that's really kept me driven to pump out videos. Even when the sciatica thing started, all summer long, right through the fall, I was putting out 2 videos a week because I enjoy the interaction with you guys. I was looking at my YouTube library, and I started this channel in January of 2018, and this will be my 558th video. That blows me away. You know, and I didn't make that many videos because I wanted to monetize, and I was hoping to put out the content and, you know, and get some monetization from that. That was never my goal. But as I started interacting with more and more people, and especially during COVID, when my face-to-face interaction with people had been taken away, this was a great way to keep that interaction going. And along the way, I have developed some really good friendships with people. And I've actually spent time with people. You know, I went hunting with CJ. You know, I fished with Fitzy a bunch. And I'm still planning on doing that. But it's those interactions, those conversations that live through this community that has kept me wanting to put out the videos. But I got to take a break. I got to get this back thing behind me. There's no sense in, you know, doing any other kind of videos other than the stuff that I love to do and I like to share with people. You know, I know how excited you guys are to go out there and see me catch little dinky perch, right? I'm wasting your time. Oh man, but I love the conversations, so that's what's kept me driven. I really appreciate every one of you guys that we have had meaningful comments, that have sparked conversations, that have, you know, exchanged text and emails and all that. And you'll still be able to reach me through email in my little hiatus if you care to. But it's always been it's been the driving force these last several years. For me to do the videos was just to enjoy the conversations with all you guys that are like-minded in one way or another to me. So I appreciate all of you, and as always, thank you for coming along. And hopefully we'll see you in the not too distant future. Peace.